Hello everyone, this is again your teacher in Mathematics Junior High School, Sir Harold. And for this video, I'll be discussing about operations on radicals under the 6th week lessons. After watching this video, you should be able to perform operations on radicals and simplify. In this material, you would be able to perform operations on radicals. Particularly, in this video, I'll be discussing about additions and subtractions. One of the operations involved in this material is identifying pairs of similar or dissimilar radicals and then add or subtract them, particularly those radicals that are similar, not those dissimilar, and writing the answer afterwards in simplest form. The topic from this material would cover the basic operations involved in solving radicals. For our next slide, let us first recall the different parts of radical or radical expression. For instance, we have the cube root of 27. So this is a typical example of a radical. And from this given radical expression, we have 3, which is known as the index, and the symbol, which is similar to the symbol of a check mark, is what we call the radical sign. And inside the radical sign, a number 27, which is known as your radicand. Now, all these 3 makes the so-called radical or the radical expression. All these 3 make the radical or radical expression. Okay? Now let us consider the first 2 operations on radicals, particularly addition and subtraction. First is, let us study about the so-called similar radicals, and we compare them to the other set known as the not similar radicals or dissimilar radicals. For number 1, under similar radicals, and also for similar radicals, for not similar radicals, we have 3 square root of 2 and negative 5 square root of 2. Now, the pair of given radicals are known as similar radicals. And we are going to find out why are this pair of radicals is similar radicals. Then take also the example under not similar radicals, and the pair of given radicals under this not similar radicals are square root of 5 and 7 square root of 3. Now let us have another item under similar radical and also for not similar radicals. For the second item under similar radicals, we have another pair of these 2 expressions, y cube root of x squared y and 5y cube root of x squared y. And for the not similar radicals, we have another pair of given radicals, and these are y cube root of x squared y and 5y square root of x squared y. And let us add another item under not similar radicals. We have y cube root of x squared y and 5y cube root of xy squared. Okay, you could you can pause this video and observe the difference between the two sets. For the first set, we have two examples of similar radicals, and for the second set, we have three examples of not similar radicals, or three examples of pairs of not similar radicals. Now, if you observe that from the two items under similar radicals, if you will notice from each of these two pairs, you observe that the two given radicals have the same index, since they are both square root of 2, and also the same radicand of 2. Now, this pair of radicals are obviously considered similar because of something common to those two. Okay? The same index, the same radicand. Just like in number 2, the same index of 3 and the same radicand of x squared y. Okay? Unlike in not similar radicals, for the first item, we have square root of 5 and square root of 3. So they are not, or 7 square root of 3. So these two radicals are not similar since they have different radicand, although they have the same index. Okay? Now, for the second item or example, we have y cube root of x squared y, and the other one is 5y square root of x squared y. Now, you will notice that they have the same radicand, but they have different indices. Okay? Okay. Still, they are not similar. Now, in number 3, two radicals with the same index, but when it comes to their radicand, although they have the same pair of letters x and y, the two radicand are not the same or equal, since the exponent of x from the first radical is 2, while the exponent of x from the second radical is 1. The same, likewise, when it comes to y, in the first radical, it has an exponent of 1, while y on the second radical has an exponent of 2. So, these things make the two given radical in number 3, the two given radicals in number 3, not similar. So, based on what we have just observed from the two sets of radicals, both similar and not, we can therefore describe or define similar radicals. And these are radicals with the same index and the same radicand. Okay. Now, what else do we need to know about similar radicals aside from the fact that they have the same index and the same radicand? Okay, this one. Like similar algebraic expressions, only similar radicals can be added or subtracted applying the distributive law or the distributive property. For our next slide, let us now proceed immediately to some examples on how to add and subtract radicals, since we are now completely aware of those radicals that are similar and those that are not. Okay, number 1. So basically, what we're going to do is we perform the indicated operation. So we have 3 square root of 2 to be added to negative quantity 5 square root of 2. And the answer is negative 2 square root of 2. So we need to show the solution, how did we get the sum? Okay, we copy the given expression. So this is what we did, or what we're going to do. Okay, so we write square root of 2 multiplied by the quantity 3 plus negative 5. Now, what we did right here is we factor out the common square root of 2. Okay, nilabas natin yan. Now, upon factoring out the common square root of 2, what will remain from the expression is 3 plus negative 5. So basically, we obtain the expression inside the parentheses by dividing each term by square root of 2. So, 3 square root of 2 divided by square root of 2, that is 3, plus negative 5 square root of 2 divided by square root of 2, that will give us negative 5. And inside the parentheses, we perform the indicated operation, which is the addition. So, if we get the sum of 3 and negative 5, this will give us negative 2, and we bring down the square root of 2. Then we need to rearrange properly the order of the number and the radical 2. Now, negative 2 will serve as the coefficient of this radical. So this can also be expressed as negative 2 square root of 2, which is our answer. Okay? Next, for number 2, we have y cube root of x squared y plus 5y cube root of x squared y. So, the two given terms are similar radicals. So we can therefore perform the indicated operations by simply adding their coefficients. And the coefficients that are present from this expression are y and 5y. Okay? So basically, we again apply or use the distributive law by factoring out the common factor. But here, I write first the answer. So the answer is 6y, highlighted by the blue color, followed by cube root of x squared y. Okay, so how do we get the answer? So this is the solution. We rewrite the given expression y cube root of x squared y plus 5y cube root of x squared y. Now, since the common factor here is cube root of x squared y, we factor this out from this expression. Okay, so cube root of x squared y to be multiplied by what will remain from the expression upon factoring out cube root of x squared y, and that is y plus 5y. And inside the parentheses, we perform the indicated operation. So y plus 5y will give us, okay, we just bring down the common factor, cube root of x squared y, and we bring down the sum of y and 5y, and that is 6y. And then applying the commutative property, we rearrange the order of 6y and the cube root of x squared y. This will become 6y cube root of x squared y. And this is the answer. Next slide. Number 3. How about this one? 8 square root of 2 minus 3 square root of 2. The answer is 5 square root of 2. Of course, we need to show the solution. How did we get the answer? Oh no, not anymore. Okay. So madali lang naman. How about number 4? Now, before I continue with number 4, this is how we get the answer. Now, since the two given terms are similar radicals, we just simply add their coefficients and copy the common radical, which is square root of 2. So 8 minus 3 is 5, then followed by the common square root of 2. And we have the answer. Now for number 4, we have square root of 5 added by 3 square root of 2. So obviously, by looking at the moment, the first two terms, the two radicals are not similar, but the given in number 4 is not yet done. Added by 7 square root of 5 minus 6 square root of 2. So we have 4 radical terms, and not all of them are similar. Okay? But you need to I need to write first the answer. So that is 8 square root of 5 minus 3 square root of 2. Now, how did we get the answer? Okay, so we have the solution for number 4. First is you group those terms that are similar. So in this particular case, square root of 5 is to be grouped with another term similar to that to square root of 5, and that is what? 7 square root of 5. So 5 to be added by 7 square root of 5. Then the remaining radicals are also grouped together. So that is, oh no. Let me write first the given expression. Okay. Yeah. Kinopy lang muna. Then, at this moment, let us group those radicals that are similar. Okay, so we just rearrange. Of course, the sign of square root of 5 is positive. We just simply rearrange those 4 terms. We are and at the same time, we group those radicals that are similar. So we have negative 6 square root of 2 is grouped with 3 square root of 2. Now for the remaining 2 radicals, they are also similar, and this is 7 square root of 5 and square root of 5. Okay? Then, for each group, we perform the indicated operations. So negative 6 square root of 2 plus 3 square root of 2. So basically, what we're going to do here is we factor out the common square root of 2. Then, upon factoring out the common square root of 2, we write inside the parenthesis what is left from this expression. Okay, that is negative 6 plus 3. Same thing with the last two terms. We factor out square root of 5. And what is left from these two terms is what? 7 plus 1. And then we perform the operations inside the parentheses. So negative 6 plus 3, that is negative 3, bring down square root of 2, plus 7 plus 1, that will give you 8 followed by square root of 5. We could rearrange the two terms by writing first the term with a positive sign followed by the term with a negative sign. Pagpalitin nyo ng pwesto, yun lang yun, no? Yun. And we have the answer. Okay? Next. Number 5. How about 13 fourth root of 2 minus 6 fourth root of 2 plus 5 cube root of 3x minus cube root of 3x. So we have 4-term expression. But here, we have no problem of grouping those radicals that are similar because those radicals that are similar are already grouped together. Okay? So we just simply perform the indicated operations on those radicals that are similar. So here we have 13 fourth root of 2 minus 6 fourth root of 2. Now, taking the first two terms, Okay, let me write first the answer. The answer is actually 7 4th root of 2 plus 4 cube root of 3x. Now, how did we get the answer? Okay, so let us rewrite the given expression. And then, we start with the solution. We factor out 4th root of 2. And upon factoring out this common radical, we write what is left from these terms inside the parentheses. So, 13 minus 6. And we do the same thing with the last two terms. We factor out the common cube root of 3x. And inside the parentheses, we write what is left from these two terms upon extracting cube root of 3x or factoring out cube root of 3x. And the remaining part is 5 minus 1. Then, perform the operations inside the parentheses. 13 minus 6 is 7. Bring down 4th root of 2 plus 5 minus 1 is 4. Bring down cube root of 3x. And we have the answer. Next. Okay. Number 6. Now, for this next set of examples, for this next set of examples, what if we are asked to add or subtract radicals that are not similar, particularly in this first item, 6 square root of 8 plus 2 square root of 50 minus 2 square root of 32. So as I just discussed earlier, we can only add and subtract radicals that are similar. But in this case, the given three-term radical expressions has no presence of similar radicals. Now, how do we perform the indicated operation on this particular radical expression? Now, this is what we're going to do. Solution. Okay, simplify the radicands. So we are referring to those numbers inside the radical signs, and these are 8, 50, and 32. And what shall we do? We simplify to its lowest possible factor of 2. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. First is, of course, we bring down the coefficient 6, and 8 has a factor which is a perfect square, so we extract the perfect square factor from 8. We do the same thing with 50. We extract the perfect square or the maximum or the largest perfect square factor from 50. We do the same thing with 32. We extract the largest perfect square factor from 32. So ano mangyayari? Okay, so square root of 8 can be expressed as what? The product of square root of 4 and square root of 2. Plus, okay, we bring down 2. Now, while square root of 50 can also be expressed as the product of square root of 25 and square root of 2. Minus 2 multiplied by the product of what? Square root of 16 and square root of 2. Now, you will notice that each of these three terms has now a common square root of 2 radical. Okay? And for those factors that are perfect squares, we can easily get their square roots. So, for our next solution, for our next part of this solution, we have 6 times, we have the square root of 4, that is 2, followed by square root of 2, plus 2. Then we have square root of 25, we know that is 5, followed by square root of 2, minus 2, times the quantity, we have square root of 16, we all know that is 4, then bring down square root of 2. Then we simplify this further, we know that 6 times 2 is what? 12, followed by square root of 2. Then we have 2 times 5 or plus 2 times 5, that is 10, followed by square root of 2 minus 2 times 4, we know that is 8, then we bring down square root of 2. Now at this point, you will notice that the given radical, the given 3-term radical expression has now 3 radicals that are similar. So we can now perform the indicated operations by simply adding and subtracting the coefficients. Or we could use again the distributive law here by factoring out the common square root of 2. Okay? Or okay, so that will give us what? 14, because that is 12 plus 10 is 22 minus 8 is 14. And then we bring down the common radical, which is square root of 2. And this is the answer. Next, how about this next example? How about x square root of 2x cubed minus 3 square root of 8x to the 5th plus 3x. Okay, let me repeat. X square root of 2x cubed minus 3 square root of 8x to the 5th plus 3x square root of 72x cubed. So just like in number 1, these three-term radical expressions, this three-term radical expression has no presence of similar radicals. Okay, so at this point, we cannot perform the indicated operation unless we simplify each of these 3 terms. Okay? So for our solution, this is what we're going to do. Simplify the radicands to x cubed, 8x to the 5th, and 72x cubed to its lowest possible factor of 2x. Okay. So ano ibig sabihin yan? Let us proceed to the solution so that we could understand what the instruction is telling us. Okay? So we just rewrite the given 3-term radical expression. So ax square root of 2x cubed minus 3 square root of 8x to the 5th plus 3x square root of 72x cubed. Okay, then we extract the perfect square factor from 2x cubed, and we know that is x squared. So that is 2x cubed can be expressed as the product of the square root of x squared multiplied by square root of 2x. Then minus, we just copy this operator. We bring down, then 3 to be multiplied by the 2 factors of 8x to the 5th. Or, okay, the 2 factors of, the radicand 8x to the 5th. And what are those 2 factors? Of course, the first one is a perfect square factor. And what is that perfect square factor? It's 4x to the 4th. And what will remain from 8x to the 5th since we have already extracted 4x to the 4th? That is 2x or square root of 2x since the radicand is inside the radical sign. So the factor must be placed also inside the radical sign. Just like the perfect square factor, it is also inside the radical sign. Yan. Then, we do the same thing with the third term. We bring down 3x first, and then we multiply this one by the factors of square root of 72x cubed. Of course, the first one must be a perfect square factor from its radicand. Okay. So that is the square root of 36. So we extract the perfect square factor from 72, that is 36. And the perfect square factor from x cubed, that is x squared. And what will remain from this 72x cubed? If we have already extracted 36x squared, that is square root of 2x. Then, we bring down x, then we get the square root of x squared. That is x, bring down square root of 2, then minus 3. Then what is the square root of 4x to the fourth? That is actually 2x squared. Bring down square root of 2. Plus, okay, we bring down 3x. Multiplied by, okay, the square root of 36x squared is actually what? 6x, then followed by square root of 2x. Then we simplify this further. We have x times x is what? X squared followed by square root of 2 minus 3 multiplied by 2 is what? 6x squared, and then we bring down square root of 2 also, plus 3x times 6x, that is what? 18x squared. Bring down square root of 2. And you will notice at this point, we have now a three-term radical expression having similar radicals. So at this point, we can now perform the indicated operation by adding or subtracting their coefficients. And what are these coefficients? X squared, 6x squared, and 18x squared. Okay, so what would be the result? It's 13x squared. So basically, we have 1 minus 6, that is negative 5, plus 18, that is 13. Now, the common factor is x squared and also square root of 2x. And we have the answer. Okay? And I think this is already the last example that we have for this video. And as usual, we will see you next time.